Welcome to the Wellness Dentist Podcast. Join biological and cosmetic dentist Dr. Katie Toe as she explores holistic wellness through trending ideas, real stories, and patient experiences. This podcast will inspire you to make healthy lifestyle choices and take charge of your dental wellness. And now your host, the Wellness Dentist, Dr. Katie Toe.
Welcome to the Wellness Dentist Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Katie Toe, and today I have a very special guest. I know everyone was like, she's had special guests on every episode, but you know, he's taking care of me, and so having him on the show and telling you why Dr. Chandra, why I'm flying all the way out to Scottsdale, actually send patients and coming to spend 3 days with you.
Yes, you are.
There's a reason he's here on the show, so let's get to it.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, number one.
Yes.
And I'm not the special guest here. You are, right? Like this is you're launching your podcast.
Yes.
High five.
Relaunching this year. Yes.
No, but like that's for the audience. I think that's really important for them to understand is that sometimes we have a goal, we have an idea, or we have a tooth problem, right? And like we think, oh, I'm just going to fix it right now, or I'm going to do it right now. And it takes time. It takes energy. It takes frequency.
Yeah, healings take time too. Yes.
Yeah. So now here you are. You're doing it, right? Like I'm going to turn it on you real quick. I know this is your podcast, but I'm going to do this to you. Why did you start this podcast?
I have telling patients my story, my mercury toxicity survivor story every single time I met them. And they said, why don't you just tell that on a podcast? Mm-hmm. And I said, first of all, who's going to listen to that? Like, no, your patients want to know your origin story. And we also want to hear other providers and patient stories. So I'm like, yeah, let's do a podcast. But like you said, this podcast actually started in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. And here we are.
And now you're going beyond.
Thank you.
All right. You got it.
Yes. So first of all, you have your own wellness healing journey because we all start out as the patients before we start healing others. Can you share with us your wellness journey?
What got me into chiropractic was a car accident in college where I developed ulcerative colitis and got addicted to oxycodone and ultimately didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I moved to Tampa, I thought I was going to go to law school, thought I was going to do all these things. And because of the pain, because of the digestive issues, I ended up finding a chiropractor and naturopath that kind of changed my life. And ultimately went to chiropractic school. While I was there, I loved chiropractic, but I knew there was more within the nervous system, within the body, within the mind. And so I started doing a master's in sport injury management, focused on more of like the neurophysiology, performance side of it, and fell into modalities. I started researching, like, how do I help this rugby player's knee heal faster? Like, and, Trevor Hall always says, like, you can't rush your healing. Well, we can make healing a lot more efficient. And so I came across a study. All I ever wanted to be was an astronaut. I've already told Kiki, I'm like, if I get the nod to go to space, I'm leaving. Sorry.
You going?
I'm going.
Yes.
But I came across a paper about PMF and bone density in astronauts. And when I was doing some research to figure out stuff, so I started saying, hey, let's bring some of these modalities in. And that's really that was before Dave launched biohacking. And then I was like researching all these other things. Like, I was using lasers, I was using oxygen, and we were using it from a different perspective. And we'll talk about more in the podcast. But fast forward, I have an institute up in the Bay at one of the chiropractic colleges, and I hear this guy's putting butter in coffee and MCTO, and it's helping the brain, right? And I'm like, I work with rugby players, concussions happen. I'm like, okay, maybe this could be cool. So I started doing it on myself, understanding ketosis, started going down a rabbit hole, and came across Vasper, which is a workout machine with cryotherapy and 40-degree water going through the cooling BFR, and got on their advisory board, and then ultimately fell into this world of biohacking. And then got COVID happened. I started to practice again, and I started with a table and a laser. That's all I had. And as I started to get more money, I started to add modalities. Fast forward, get divorced, and then now I'm in the worst depression I'm ever in. And I had to learn how to turn my practice from a performance clinic into a true healing center. And I use the modalities to kind of help my body, mind, soul heal, instead of just using them to say, oh, I'm going to help that injury. I'm going to help this symptom.
Wow. That should be in a book.
It's coming.
Oh, great. I love it. I love it. And I love when you say modality because, people buying this technology, and they really don't know how to use it. I was in your office for 4 hours seeing you treating these athletes, these high performer, these medical professionals coming as your patients. And I can tell there's a big difference between provider and healer.
Thank you.
Huge. I have so many providers like that taking care of me, and I'm grateful for them. But when I see a healer, I'm like, this is different. Because you treat the patient as an individual person, and you also have that emotional, spiritual component in your treatment. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, had I not gone through the darkness that I was in, I don't think I would be where I am, right? And I think so often we tend to focus in on the darkness and stay there, and we don't have really ways to get out of it. And you know, now what I'm doing is it's kind of being funny that it's being coined this, but like it's soul surgery, right? Like I'm doing soul surgery, and like my buddy is like, hey, you did surgery on my soul. And I got to give my buddy Adam credit because he used that term a long time ago. But like, it's real. Like, you know, we have 4 parts. You have physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I know these get talked about a lot, but I don't think people talk about them in a synergistic way a lot. And, you know, it's funny. I was working with a guy here at the conference, and I was doing some PMF and neuroemotional release with him and getting him into his power. And he's like, dude, I think I just grew an inch. And he went off and did one of his podcasts, and he sent me a text. He's like, dude, I am taller. I'm like, yeah, because it's not always physical. We have these emotional components that hold us down, right? We have these mental components that keep us forward. And then we have the spiritual thing where we don't have any connection. So all of a sudden we're just like going through life, like, where am I at? What am I doing? Right? But when you clear the emotion, you get clear mentally, and then all of a sudden you're clear through connected Christ consciousness, whatever you're believing in a higher power. Now your physical is already like, I can do anything.
This is so powerful. And you have 2 type of patient that I noticed you're treating, either elite athlete and high performer executives.
Yes.
Can you share with me what make an athlete elite and what make a executive like a high performer?
They're the same thing. I always say this. Bill Byron from Nike said it. If you have a body, you're an athlete. You're a high performer. Your audience are high performers. There's different standards of where they're trying to go. And so there's a book a long time ago called The Corporate Athlete. And now I'm kind of redefining that in some ways, right? Like I tell people all the time, you can only go as far as your nervous system is safe. And if your safety is here and you want to be there, but you have fear of being there because you don't know how to get past this, something's going to break. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, period. Going to happen. So if I'm working with a pro athlete, like I've got one flying in this week for 3 days that the team's actually sending. And because they know that I'm a sports chiropractor, they know I'm good at like the body side, but the word's getting out of what I'm doing on the emotional, mental side. And they're like, this guy's just in a rut. He's been to our mental people. He's done this. He's done that. And I'm like, send him in for 3 days and I'm going to send him back in his power. And so when I'm looking at an athlete, I'm like, number one, like, do you want to play? I ask all my players that, because you'd be surprised how many are just doing it because it's just what they've always done. And some are doing it because they have to do it, right? But on the other side, there's some that are like, no, I freaking love this. This is my thing. I want to go as far as I can go. I want to be the best. And Bo Eason, one of my mentors, that's his thing, is the best, right? Like, you are the best. And there's a standard that he sets for himself. And he holds that standard to everyone that's around him and everyone that he coaches and everybody that they're around. So when I'm working with an athlete, I'm like, number one, like, do you believe in God? Do you believe in yourself? If I can get those 2 answers as a yes, I've got a higher opportunity of getting them to where they want to go. And then I'm like, where are you at physically on a scale of 1 to 10, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Like if you're low on like mental, emotional, physical, then I know what I got to work on, right? So then we get all that clear. We get them in their body, get them in their power. Now we can focus on sport, because your sport's not your identity. Same thing on the CEO side. So if I take a CEO and the CEO comes to me and he's like, dude, I'm burnt out. Like, my marriage is falling apart. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm not working out. Like, number one, like, are you happy doing what you do? Is this what you want to do? Because at the end of the day, I want to empower people to want to do what they want to do first. When you have that, it makes everything else that much easier. As a CEO, sometimes you don't want to do what you want to do, but you're there because you're the best at what you do. And it's a great paycheck. And you've got all these bills and you've got all these responsibilities. And it's bringing them back into themselves. It's saying, hey, like, let's get you at least safe. You're so high strung. You got all these things. You're stressed. Maybe you're an alcoholic right now. You've got all these different like situations going on. But what if we just got you back into your body where you could be still? And you'd be amazed at how many of the guys that I've worked with, Formula 500, et cetera, that on day one, after they're just fully calm, they're like, I just don't know what to do. Like, and it's real, right? Like rest, calm, safety. Yeah. And then day two, it's chaos. And I just throw them into a bunch of chaos and then teach them how to like deal with it. So when they get back to their business, it's not chaotic. They can handle it. And now all of a sudden they're making better decisions because they're not going in a sense of fear. They're going in a sense of like, no, I'm certain, I'm confident, I've got this. And not only that, but then I teach them boundaries and I'm like, most of you guys have no boundaries. And you got to look at who's on your team, clean some of that, fat up. Like, look at this. Like your family comes first. Like your identity is not in the business. So they're very similar, but kind of different approaches.
Wow. I love that. No wonder people are flying all over the country to see you. Now you know why I'm flying out to Scottsdale for 3 days. Because people always like, you have a lot of chiropractors. I have 4 chiropractors I work with in Houston. But again, providers are very different from healer. Yeah. And especially, I think everyone listening to this conversation can know that the physical body alone is not enough.
And that's true, right? And even with you being one of the best biological dentists, you always say just working on the teeth is not enough. And that's why you're expanding into this, right? You're understanding it. And like, so at the end of the day, like I'm not for everybody. And when you work with me for 3 days, I may not adjust you. That's not my job. My job is to go in there, clean everything up, get you into your power and get you back on the road and then put a team around you wherever you live. If you're local, I collaborate with a ton of people.
Yeah, but I can tell by, of course, spending a few hours with you in January in Scottsdale, you have a gift.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm like, I'm so glad you're here at the Beyond Biohacking Conference because people need to know about your gift. It's almost like a secret. Like
I've purposely kept it that way for a while.
Yeah, it's a secret weapon of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes. And now we got to meet you and there's a lot. So what plan are you having this 2026? I know I can sense a big plan and I want to know what that is.
So it's top secret. No, I'm kidding. I think number one is being okay with telling what I do now and not keeping it to the people that I've been beta testing the last 2 years and having mentors like Dave and others that have kind of like kicked me in the butt and said, dude, step out. Mm-hmm. Like it's time for you to finally step out. You've been in this industry one of the longest. You know the equipment, you know the systems, you know how to help people, you know how to transform people. You're not just treating people, you're training people. And I think now is the time where my wife and I, we've made an agreement. I'm like, I'm going all in on this. You know what I mean? Like I'm going all in. This is all I want to do. I'm like, I don't want to have a traditional clinic anymore. I don't want to take people I don't want to take. I want to take people who want to be their best. I want people that really want to be the best version of themselves so they can help humanity. And if you want to be mediocre, I don't want to work with you.
And that's the theme we see in a lot of our patients too, is like they got to do the work and they had to take the ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always say 80-20 rules in our practice that, yes, we can get you to where you want to go, but you're the one to decide how long you can hold on to that. Because just like a patient come out to see you in 3 days and you put them in, but then they have to go home and continue to do the work.
Well, here's the thing is it's interesting. I fired a couple people on day one.
Really?
Yeah, I sent them home. I was like, you're not in. Like, you don't want to do this. And it's not rude. It's just like, it's not, when they're ready, I'll help them get there. But unfortunately, some people, even when they want to be ready, aren't ready. Mm-hmm. And it's okay. And at the end of the day, like I had a client that flew in and, because I tell people, I'm like, I'm not your coach. I'm not here to be your nanny. I'm not here to look after you every second of the moment. Right. Mm-hmm. And this certain individual flew in, phenomenal transformation, gave very clear instructions on what to do. And everybody's different, right? Like one of the ladies that flew in a couple weeks ago, did a 3-day with her, transformed her life with my team, went back. She's followed everything to the T. I'm like, I know where you are. You got to work out. Here's the person that's got to work on your body. Here's the person that's got to do this with you. Here's the person. She's done it all. She's thriving.
Amazing.
On the other side, this one guy flew in, did a 5-day with me because I do 5 days depending on what the situation is. And massive transformation, like unbelievable. But I'm like, you have to be more disciplined on this. And I gave him specific things to do. This is what you're going to do to wake up. This is what you're going to do when you go to bed. This is what I need you to do twice a week. Did none of it, right? And then ultimately ends up having a situation. So I'm like, he's like, I want to come back and do it. I'm like, no. I'm like, I call a friend of mine. I'm like, I'm referring you to them. You do this. You prove to me for 90 days. Then we'll go to the next level. I'm like, but at the end of the day, I am not here to babysit you. It's not my responsibility. My job is to get you back in your power so you can take control of your life and have the life you want.
Yeah. And I know it's not easy because we both patients and we had to heal ourselves. And it takes a lot of courage and consistency and support system to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a one person job. Like if I'm going to come out to Scottsdale for 3 days and looking forward to that, I know my husband support me, wholeheartedly want it for me, and not just something that like, oh, I'm just going to try it out. Like the commitment has had to be a big piece of it.
100%. And I think the other thing when you come out, right, like let's talk about this personal situation, is I have Brett Harmling, who's like my little brother, who you're working with now on help. And like, I know I can get the equipment I need for you. And you don't have to be rich to take care of yourself. Like there are basic things, but there are budgets that you can prioritize yourself to be able to purchase that can enhance and train your nervous system, train your body, train your mind. And so when you come out, Brett's going to be getting a very detailed report on you specifically that I'm like, she's going to need this. She's going to run this for the next 30 days. We're going to do a check-in like once a week, and then we're going to see where you are. Like at the end of the day, I always tell people, I'm like, I want you to be so on fire for wanting to do the work that nothing can stop you because anything's possible.
Anything's possible. So modality. I personally seen a lot of modalities you have. So out of all the modalities that you have in your clinic, what is your favorite?
You are. You're the modality. I'm the modality, right? That's my favorite modality because that's what I get to fine tune.
Beautiful.
And then if we have to pick a modality outside of ourselves, it's breath. It's breath work, period. I do breath work twice a day. I do one in the morning. I do one at night. I'll do different things throughout the day, but it's free. You can get really good at it, and you can train so many parts of those 4 pillars that I talked about that you can do anything.
Share with us the 4 pillars.
The mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual.
And you can do all that with breathwork.
100%. So think about this, right? Like if I've got somebody, and this is for you guys out there, that is going through something emotionally. If I'm able to move that emotion out of the body through breath, then I'm mentally better. I'm probably going to be more connected to God. And I'm going to feel physically better, right? On the other side of it is if I'm training for something and I want to do an endurance or I want to do some type of, whether you're going to call it Wim Hof, shamanic, yogi, fire breath, if I want to train and push myself to a point where I'm like, oh, I want to quit, but I keep going, now I'm going to be physically stronger, mentally stronger, emotionally stronger, and probably spiritually stronger, right? And it's free. If I want to calm down, if I want to slow my breath down and go 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out with humming, all of a sudden, my emotional is going to be better, my mental is going to be better, my physical is going to be way more calm, I can go to sleep easier, and I'm probably going to be way more connected to God.
Yeah. Most people have wearable now, so they actually can see the improvement and the changes.
Yeah, the Whoop scores, the Aura scores, all of the HRV stuff that we get from our clients, they're like, especially, I had a client flying for a 1 day. And I did 3 days in 1 day with him. It was a one-on-one.
3 days in 1 day.
Yeah. It was intense. And we started the night before for 3 hours, but then we went all day from like literally 5 a.m. all the way till like 10 o'clock at night. And his Whoop scores were like 40, 50, couldn't sleep more than 3 hours. Now he's up in the 90s. He's sleeping. He's not getting agitated with his wife. He's got all these other things going on that are better. His business is growing. He's working out again. And it's like, everybody thinks, oh, it takes time. It takes time when you are in this 3D model. When you work in the quantum and you understand frequency and physics, you can expand time. You can say, okay, you can compress time. And so what we think takes time to heal, when you have the right energy, frequency, and vibration, you can really see some cool changes.
Wow. I really looking forward to that.
It's coming.
Yes, coming. And we always ask our guests on the show, you only have to pick 3. What is your top 3 daily wellness practices? I know you have more than 3.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of that, but top 3.
So
daily
one, I
practices.
said breath work.
Yes.
Making sure I kiss my wife. I think that's a big one. My wife she's probably like the number 1. Then I'd say breath work. And then number 3, sleep, proper sleep. Now I love my cold plunge. I love my sauna. I love, a lot of the other things that I use. But if I don't have those 3, I tend to spiral.
A question just came up to me because a patient asked me this before. Why is breathwork is free? Why is it so hard for people to be consistent with it?
Because number 1, you're not wanting to feel your emotions. You have to feel your emotions to heal them. And when you're in that breath work, depending on which one you're doing, and it's all of them, by the way, they all show different things. You don't want to go there. You're afraid, which is why I tell so many people to do breath work. It's why I do private guided breath work. I do group breath work. If you really want to heal, you need someone to hold space for you in breath work and be there with you so they can hold your energy, so they can hold your emotions, so they can hold your fears and help you get past them and then help integrate you post them. Yeah.
It's okay to be afraid. Just have to work with people that can hold space for you.
Well, what if we change the word afraid, right? Because you can't have faith and fear in the same sentence ever. So what if we change the word from afraid to unknown? And if we're unknown, well, there's opportunity. And it's why, like, you look at the people that were pioneers that went across the country. You think they were afraid? Absolutely. But it wasn't afraid. It was like the unknown. And so, yeah, you're going to have scary moments. But when you push past that, you just open up a whole entire, I got goosebumps. You just got an entire new, like, frontier of opportunity. And that, like, what you think is your limitation is actually, like, it's your
Opportunities, right?
not necessarily. No. So if what you think is your limitation is your limitation that you're putting on yourself. It's why we have to have people like you for me and me for you to see things that we don't see to help us clear that limitation.
That's why human connection is so important, because people thinking they can have friends on social media, but even when we meet in person for a few hours and connect and sit down, it's amazing what come out of it. And even I know about myself more.
Yeah.
Because the feedback that you're giving me is a gift.
I appreciate that, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And we change the world together.
Yes.
Right? It's not about our degrees. It's not about our tangibles of what we own. It's the frequency of who we are. And like, this group is leveling up in frequency right now, right? This is why we're coming closer and closer together. And we're attracting people that want to be there. And we're also pushing away people that don't want to be there, which is okay.
Yes.
When they're ready, we're going to be here, right? But by that point, we're going to be in such an in-tune energy system that I think the world's going to heal.
Yeah, by raising the frequency.
Yeah.
For sure, together. Yeah, you cannot do this alone.
Not at all.
Yes.
You can't have a lone wolf philosophy on this one.
Yes. So this is the year that you're stepping out.
Yep.
Have that courage. So thank you for sharing the gift. How do people connect with you?
They can go to Dr. Sean Drake on Instagram. They can go to Modern Athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Modern has an E at the end. It's for energy efficiency and effectiveness. People are like, why do you have modern? And I'm like, well, the E actually stands for something, and then they can go also follow my wife, PMF Pilates. We're a team. So you can find us on those and reach out to us, and we'll go from there.
I'll make sure I put all the links in the show note for you, and please continue keep just stepping out. This is a best kept secret in the biohacking world. Like, you're seeing everybody, and then suddenly people are like, oh my God, I finally got to meet him.
Oh, so honored.
So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yes. And thank you for all you're doing and leading this, especially dentists right now. Like, I got to give you some major props. Like, what you're doing as the head of that, and like mentoring and teaching, is just going to transform. And I'd love to have another talk at another point to really point out the true benefits of biological dentistry.
Yes, let's do the follow-up episode.
Deal.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe and follow Dr. Sean Drake and Modern Athlete. Thank you for listening today. Wellness starts in your mouth and includes your entire life. When you understand that, the whole game changes. Come learn more at thewellnessdentist.com. We see you in the next episode. And remember, this is always a reason to smile.